We live.
Okay. Was that 2 weeks ago? I hope you caught that. But
Huh?
or not you caught that. I hope it caught that. Well, I'm tired.
You're getting tired because I'm getting tired.
Yeah, well, I was already tired.
Huh?
Stop it, bro. This is gonna be a giggly episode because I feel like the past few episodes, the progression of when we record them, we're just more tired each time. Bro, you look like you about to pass
I'm not gonna pass out. I'm just looking at you.
You were batting your eyes like crazy,
Bro, I'm not tired. The thing is, you're right. Every time we record these, we're more tired. But that's also because every time we record these, it's an hour later than we normally record it.
True, yeah. Well, last week's. Do you remember when we recorded last week?
I just remember I was tired as, like,
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
I was gonna say you've made up for your past, but you're not made up for that.
Huh?
Stay with me, dang it.
I'm awake. My eyes are unsynced now.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me drink water. How did I drop it on your bed already?
Bro, you be dropping everything on my bed. You drop.
I just made it worse. Okay.
You drop honey mustard. You drop ranch.
We don't gotta talk about that. Ranch? I never dropped ranch.
Oh, Ethan dropped ranch on my couch.
Don't disrespect me like that. I've dropped honey mustard on your bed, but never ranch on your couch.
You don't remember that?
The basement one?
Yeah. And like
wait, was I there for that?
No, it was me and Ethan. We were eating pizza and we couldn't get the ranch out. So what happened was we had to like flip the couch. Like we flipped the cushion over because it stunk. So we couldn't get it out.
Oh, is it still there?
Yeah, it's still there. If you flip it back, you can see the stain.
I kind of want to see that, honestly.
You can see it tomorrow.
Well, anyway, hello everybody. That took 2 minutes for us to get the introduction. But yeah, similar to welcome back, Thomas.
Oh, hey, I forgot. I wasn't in the last one. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Thomas was back home, and he listened to the sweet little message of last week's episodes. But
you know what's funny? When I listened to it, I was also half tired with Cole, so we both kind of fell asleep.
That's right. I forgot. So the first time Thomas listened to it, because I listened to it beforehand, obviously because I was there for it, but also I was going to say before the episodes, we listen to it to make sure it sounds good, but we don't. We just
kind of skim it.
If there's something that we need to cut out, that's what we listen to. But for the most part, we don't really listen to it. We just kind of edit and then just slap it on YouTube and Spotify.
And hope for the best.
But for last week's episode, we had somewhat of a launch party because obviously it was my solo, and when Thomas came home, didn't we kind of put it on just for like background or no, you were like doing laundry or something. You were folding your laundry.
Yeah, I was folding my laundry and we were playing in the background, and then it was like really, really good. And then I think at some point,
you definitely fell asleep at one point.
No, this is like before practice. I was like folding laundry and I went to practice, so I had to like pause it. And then we came back and then we were...
You watched it, or you listened to it before practice?
I listened to like part of it before practice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So then we paused it, I went to practice, I came back, and I think we watched like Naruto or something, and then you were like, hey, do you want to listen to the rest of it? I was like, oh yeah. Because it was so late again, like always, I'm just sitting here like, oh, this is a good episode. I just remember you seeing me close my eyes, and I was...
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I have a really good way to set this up.
Okay.
Because I was exhausted when we were listening to this. Because as soon as we finished, I literally got up, went in my room, and as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. But when we were listening to it, it wasn't even that late. It was...
it was.
Whoever, people that are listening...
I think we finished watching Interstellar. I think that was the same night.
No.
I think it was.
No, it couldn't have been.
It was in my room.
No. Well, a lot of this happens here. I don't think it was Interstellar, though.
Oh, it was some late night.
But I remember it because it was only like 1:30 or something, 1 o'clock.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's still relatively pretty late. But for us, that's not that late. But yeah, I was just laying on Thomas's bed, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. But I was laying here. I was still awake. You can do this. I can't do this. You could just fall asleep. Like, if you're really tired, Like, because there's times I'm really tired, but I know that I'm not about to fall asleep in my bed, or I'm just not. I tell myself I'm just not ready to fall asleep yet, even though I'm really, really tired. But I'm like, I'm laying down, like slumped on your bed, just because I know when it's about to end. Because, like I said, I was in it, and also I've listened to it. But I know when it's about to end, and I look over at you, and I just see you like deceased on the bed, and I was like, oh, okay, he's like not listening to this. And then it gets to the part where I'm like, yeah, I picked a damn good partner, and my eyes are closed, and I just hear, aw, and I'm like, what? I was like, I definitely thought you were asleep, but yeah, my eyes were closed, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just wait till this is over, because I'm about to hear him snoring in a second. And I just hear myself say, yeah, I picked a pretty damn good partner. He goes, oh, homie. I was like, what? So you shocked me because I definitely thought you were
I was
asleep.
awake for like most of it. I think I'm not going to lie. Everything up to like I picked a damn good partner. Up to there, I wasn't awake.
You woke up right there.
I think I woke up then and there because I think you told me, you said you heard me snoring at some point.
You weren't snoring, so like people have this thing, because I'm pretty sure I have it, but like you weren't snoring, you were just breathing very
heavy.
Like, yeah. So that's when I was like, oh yeah, he's out.
Like that?
Either that or it was through your nose. I can't remember. But
No, I don't really breathe through my nose.
Yeah, you are mouth breather.
I'm a huge mouth breather when I sleep. Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, that's what I heard, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's raps. And then you just woke up and you're like, oh dude, that was so sweet. I was like, what? Wait a second. But yeah, also recording this was kind of our attempt at staying awake, because we were just walking around outside for like an hour and a half doing Pokemon Go and trying to get candy.
All right, you didn't have to say that, bro. You could have just said.
Why not?
You could have just said we were just walking around and. Nah, I guess we don't.
That
really
sounds
care.
weirder. Why can't I say Pokemon Go?
I don't know. I was just joking. I guess I wanted to sound more romantic.
Well, this ain't what that episode's about. I hate to break it to you.
Oh.
That's next week. Wink.
Oh
Just
no.
kidding.
Pokemon.
You know, don't be ashamed, bro.
I'm not.
Acknowledge the fact that you're a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm more of a nerd, but
I'm level 33, and my highest Pokemon is my Dragonite 3360 something.
okay. So I feel like me just saying we were playing Pokemon Go was fine. You giving the specifics of a Pokemon. Yeah. So any members of the cheer team that are listening to it right now,
They all know I play.
They do. Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah.
you're at practice and you're like, wait a minute, I got to raid.
Yeah. And some of my teammates play with me, bro. What you mean?
That's fine. Is it? Well, it's only Cam and Craig, right?
Yeah, but Craig started playing Go when I picked it back up again. Cam's always been playing it because she goes on like walks like all the time, like because she just loves walking. She showed me her Pokemon list. Bro, what the hell is that kind of Pokemon list? She has a shiny Mewtwo, like 2 Groudons, 2 Lugia. Like, she is stacked. And I'm like, I literally looked at her and she looked at me. She's like, was it good? Are these Pokemon good? I said, you have so many legendaries. And she was like, oh, I just walk around a lot and raid. And I'm like, that's it? Just like that? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
It sounds like Cam just got that dog in her.
She really does, honestly.
So good for you, Cam.
But she don't got any more remote passes, though. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, because we robbed her of them. Because every
real.
time we say, me a poor boy, I need some candies for a raid. I'm just like call up the squad. And then,
Cole is like down bad for some candies for his Dragonite right now because he has a Dragonair. He doesn't have like a good Dragonite yet, and he has like 1 stacked Dragonair. Literally, like once he gets all the candies, it's like gonna be stronger than both mine and like all of his Pokemon, and he's 1 candy away. When I tell you every opportunity for this man to raid, he literally texted me today at practice. He said, Druddigon raid going on for 45 minutes. I was at practice, bro.
You know what's sad? Even though I knew rather that you probably either weren't going to see it or weren't going to be able to participate in it, I set a timer on my phone
Are you serious?
for 50 minutes because that's how long was left in the raid.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, let's see. And then I was like, all right, when I get down to like 20 minutes, I might just text him again and be like, yo, where you at? I need your help.
I told you I was at practice.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty sad that I actually set a 50-minute timer for it. But you know what?
I'm glad you were very hopeful.
Priorities. That reminds me too, because we just kind of gave a little Cam and Craig shout out. I want to give a special shout out to somebody left a comment on our last video, and if I could read what the comment was, talking about how they're an overthinker as well. ZFD Films, if you're listening to this, thank you for leaving a comment on last week's wow. What
Sounded
was
like Jack
that?
Chan for a second when we watched Rush Hour just now.
I was going to get to that, actually. Anyway, let's try that again. Thank you for leaving a comment on last week's episode. I read it after I finished watching La La Land the other night, and I thought that was pretty cool. And then I told Thomas about it today. Yeah. So, did I finish La La Land last night? I did, didn't I?
Bro.
So I read it last night then.
I was about to say.
Oh, I have no concept of time anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for leaving that comment. That was really cool.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
And we subscribed back, so
What about my comment?
there you go. Huh?
What about my comment?
Yeah, Thomas left a comment saying that there was a raid at 3.
Yeah,
It wasn't even at 3. It was at like 2.
No, it was at 3 p.m. It was the mega raid that hatched.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But yeah, so unfortunately for you guys, this episode doesn't really have structure.
Yeah, there's no structure. We haven't had any structure. There hasn't been anything going on recently, honestly.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I have little bits and pieces of things, but it's not really super worth talking about.
I could talk about Cheer because Cheer has like been ups and downs a lot recently, but there's not really much of structure to that.
That'll give us something. But before we get to that, the one thing that one base I do wanna cover. So I watched. I'll try and speak as little of it as possible because I know you want to see the movie.
Yeah, I really do.
So like I said, I finished watching La La Land yesterday, and originally I was kind of hesitant to watch it because that's just not really my style of movie. Kind of like a musical kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I watched Tick Tick Boom, and do you know what that is?
No.
Okay,
I don't think I want to know.
Huh?
I don't think. Is it good?
No, it's really good. Actually. So
Yeah.
it's so the reason I watched it, Andrew Garfield's in it, and he plays. I'm pretty sure I've told you about this.
Probably.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past you to have forgotten.
Bro, I'd be forgetting when I ate like 10 minutes ago.
True.
Actually, I know.
It's about a playwright named Jonathan Larson. That's who Andrew Garfield plays,
Mhm.
and he actually learned how to sing for the movie, and he's actually not a bad singer.
Yeah, okay.
But it's based on his creative process of making, I think, either Rent or just one of his plays that he presents in the film. So it's kind of a culmination of those.
Okay.
But I watched that, and that's not really my style of movie, and I really like that. So I've seen a lot of talk and quotes from La La Land
Mhm.
on Instagram and TikTok kind of over the past like couple weeks.
Mhm.
So I was like, you know what? I might as well watch it because that was the movie. Do you remember years ago at the Oscars, that whole blunder where they said that La La Land won and they were like, psych, Moonlight won? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll watch Moonlight too because that's what won Best Picture. But yeah, I
Oh.
finally. Huh?
Well, speaking of movies, what was that Oscar-winning movie? That was in Korean.
Parasite?
Yeah, I heard that was a good movie.
Maybe we could put that on the board too.
Yeah.
Because I heard that was really good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we have a board now of like films and stuff that we want to watch. La La Land wasn't on there, but it was just one that personally I was really wanting to watch. But I actually like really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was not as much of a musical as I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Like Tick Tick Boom, practically like the whole thing was a musical,
Mhm.
and like they sang a good majority of the movie. But
Uh-huh.
for this one, they still sang a decent amount, but there was more
Story.
acting
That's
kind
good.
of and like story.
That's more interesting to watch. I think that's why it was nominated for Oscar.
Yeah, I'm. It's really interesting that it was nominated though, because it wasn't based off of anything. It didn't really have any like social or cultural really message, kind of.
I mean, it's the same with Parasite. Parasite's just a horror movie.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. still a really good movie, so I understand why it was nominated in the first place. But it had a really good message. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil what it was. But it kind of made me reflect a little bit. For those of you that have seen La La Land, it kind of made me reflect on my life a little bit and kind of just what I value and what I hold to be important. So hopefully when you watch it, you'll kind of develop
watch
a
it
similar...
when I'm home in Raleigh this weekend. Well, no, I got a bunch of stuff to do, especially being at home in Raleigh.
Yeah. I mean, the good news is, like, compared to, I would say, most movies nowadays, it's shorter.
That's true.
Because it's only like 2 hours as opposed to like 2.5, almost 3.
Yeah. I mean, we just watched a movie that's an hour and a half, which is wild to me.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get to next. So after La La Land, Thomas and I, we were going to watch Breakfast Club today, but how do we even
Well,
get...
I told you about, like, we were talking about the, like, quotes from, like, Rush Hour. We were talking about, like, I think you mentioned, like, I've been looking
The Sweet and Sour Chicken.
Yeah.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, and I know the quote, but I was like thinking about it. I was like, I've actually never seen Rush Hour. I was just seeing like small clips. So then you were like, you've never seen it? I was like, yeah, I've never seen any of them. And I was like, I kind of want to watch them, honestly, because I told you I was in a good mood and I wanted to laugh. And you were like, well, I haven't seen Breakfast Club. And I'm like, I've seen it, but I also do need to watch it for my class, one of my classes. But we decided to flip a coin and it landed on Rush Hour.
I totally forgot you need to watch it for your class, too. When does that have to be done by? Okay. I was going to say, if it's soon, then we probably should have watched it, but that's okay. But yeah, no, so actually, now that I think about it, Rush Hour is one of very few movies that I've, like, watched multiple times. Because normally, even movies that I've considered to be, like, really, really good, like, one of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite movie of all time, well, I was going to say Joker, but I've seen Joker more than once.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, even movies I really, really enjoy, I don't tend to watch multiple times, which sounds weird, but I've talked to a couple people that, like, they kind of, that's the same way for them.
Is it just because you like it the first impression versus trying to, like, look into it more, or is there a specific reason?
I really don't know, to be honest, but also sometimes too, some of these movies, like we were just saying, could be like 2.5 to 3 hours long, and I say I don't have that kind of time, but it's also just I'd rather do other stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, Rush Hour I've seen like 3 or 4 times now.
See, there's only one movie that I actually watched multiple times, and I paid to watch it multiple times.
Which was?
Can you guess? Do you remember? I was like crazed fan about it in high school.
I'm so sad. I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then now that you've put yourself in this position, please explain why, Thomas, that you went and saw Beauty and the Beast multiple times.
So when Beauty and the Beast, like, the live action came out, I'm like a huge, like...
Hold it closer to your mouth.
Oh. I'm like a huge Emma Watson fan, and I freaking love her. And she just looked magnificent in Beauty and the Beast. So, yeah, literally she was the only reason why I watched it.
Well, you literally, like, snuck in one time to see the movie. Or no, you like movie hopped, didn't you? You finished a movie and then went in to go see it again.
I did that. And then one time, what was it? You and, like, other people, like our old group friends, y'all were like, yeah, we're going to go see Beauty and the Beast. And I said, I already watched it, but I'll go watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good movie, but that's such an odd one for you to have seen multiple times, even though you got a little crush on Emma Watson.
I just have a fat crush on Emma Watson, bro.
But yeah, no, Rush Hour, if any of you listening haven't seen the movie, I highly advocate for you watching.
Recommend.
Yeah, I guess. I try to use big words sometimes, even though they don't work in the context.
Sometimes you just need to simplify it. You don't got to be...
No, but see, that's my problem. I like to try and prove my intelligence sometimes, and sometimes it just comes
It has
off.
to come out naturally.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'd be forcing it sometimes.
Like, you're trying to be extraordinary when right now you just need to be
I'm
ordinary.
trying to be extraordinary? That sounded way deeper than it was supposed to.
What?
You're trying to sound extraordinary?
Yeah, but right now we just need to be ordinary.
It's
What?
too late for that. I don't want to be thinking about this right now.
Bro, what?
Getting back to Rush Hour.
Okay.
Hopefully, when I listen to this again, or when we listen to this again, or whoever, to understand why that sounded so like you're trying to be extraordinary, but you're not.
That's not what I meant.
Rush Hour, however. You know what? I'm going to make a really interesting comparison. Rush Hour's combination of Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, I think, is the next best thing to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak for Silk Sonic.
Whoa.
Like, whoever thought of that needs to be, like, in the Hall of Fame. So, like, there needs to be a statue of that person. Because those are two, like, really good pairings.
Yeah, because there's one thing in common. Well, two things in common.
What? What?
Oh,
Say it now. You have to.
Nah, I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
Can you think what I'm thinking?
I feel like I know where you're going, but I don't. Okay, whatever. But yeah, no, I think they work really well together. Also, like, they're really good friends too, because
Talking about Chris Tucker?
yeah,
Okay.
because I was telling you earlier, like, he's talked about Jackie on talk shows and stuff like that, where like Jackie will take him to China, and he's like, I got you, like, just follow me around. I know all the clubs. I can get us.
Oh, so like the end of the movie was like legit.
Oh yeah, no, like that might have just been them going to China and
Like
they just
actually
filmed
going
that.
to China, yeah.
Like, that's not even part of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a really funny, really good, like, buddy cop movie. So if you guys haven't seen it, I recommend it. And there's 3 of them, so at some point
Yeah,
probably
we gotta watch the second one,
we're gonna watch all 3 of them. Yeah.
honestly.
But yeah, we've been getting into movies a little bit more recently, which I think is pretty cool because a buddy of ours, Tyler, he's a film connoisseur, as they would say. So he watches a lot of film, and there was a period where I went to the movies a lot because he was kind of integrating me into his passion of
Movie watching.
cinema. So I thought that was pretty cool. So
we just chucked TV shows out the window, I guess, because we like. There's so many that we started that we kind of just like, eh.
like what? Other than Naruto?
Yeah.
I was okay.
Well,
I was gonna say-
you're not caught up on Attack on Titan. I know that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it ended, and then it didn't, and then I just never.
Well, yeah, there's like a final season, part 13 right now or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
why it's just so confusing. But yeah, so that's basically the bulk, I guess, of what we've been up to the
It's
past.
only been today.
Huh?
That's only really been today.
Well, Lala was yesterday for me,
Okay, yesterday and today.
but yeah, so that's been our past 2 days. That sounds sad, but I guess we could transition that. You talking about cheering because you said that you can talk.
Well, I was gonna say. Well, before that, I was gonna say it is Thanksgiving week and weekend, so I guess we can talk about what we're thankful. No, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna.
Well, maybe not that. I was gonna finish it off that way.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we could talk about stuff like that, but I was just gonna give a little message at the end. So.
No, that's fine. We can just do that
Yeah.
later. Well, my life has been kind of hectic. This past Saturday was my last collegiate football game ever that will ever cheer at because if you guys don't know, which most of you guys do, I am a senior in college, even though I'm not graduating in the spring. I was going to say fall. I am a senior in high school, college. I'm messing up my words. I sound drunk.
I was fighting for his life to stay awake right now.
Yeah, but I graduate or either next summer or next fall. I'm probably going to graduate next fall because I don't want to rush it in the summer. But yeah, that was my last collegiate football game that I ever get to cheer at, which is very bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised I didn't really cry because that was one of the best football games I've ever cheered at. It was really fun. I did stuff that I don't normally do. I did not care anymore for what was going on. not only that, it was also senior night, obviously, because it was the last football game, and we won our first home game of the season. So
yeah, we some booty. We've talked about that in the past.
yeah, well, you know who? Yeah, our new head coach came to visit today, like the school.
Oh,
Did you see
the
that?
Michigan guy.
Mm-hmm. He came to visit today to like see the campus. He talked about plans of, because now that we're moving to a bigger conference. Number one, number two, because he coached at Michigan, he wants like a bigger facility, so he's making plans for making like a bigger facility, not for just football but for all of athletics, so like athletics, maybe other sports teams as well. So he's trying to make like UNC Charlotte, he's trying to put them on the map now, which I'm excited to hear about and excited to see. But I would not be here for that because I'm one old MFer. So well, yeah, Saturday was my last football game. It was fun. Sadly, Cole wasn't there to be there because he had work, like usual.
I be working. The grind don't stop.
He's trying to get that raise from his manager that won't give him the raise yet.
Yeah, it's my time is coming. Fear not. I'm just talking to myself right now, huh?
I was about to say in February.
Yeah. Hopefully not. It'll be here soon, but yeah.
Yeah.
What you laughing at?
So
you think?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. So Cole right now, I know you guys can't see this, but Cole right now is putting he's sniffing some Vaseline to like keep himself awake. I'm guessing, is that what you're doing?
No, so like, I think it's just at least I hope I'm not getting sick. But like the cold weather, I don't know if this like happens to you sometimes. It's like the cold weather will kind of like stuff my nose up a little bit sometimes.
Sometimes.
I don't know if it's
Not a
just
lot,
like the
though.
air, like whatever it
Oh.
is. But like a couple days ago at work, I first started to notice it because like it not sting, but it kind of makes my nose like tingly a little bit, I guess. I don't
Does it make you feel like you want to sneeze a lot?
kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess just dry is maybe what it is. Something along those. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just before we started this, I just got my little like Vicks vapor rub or whatever, and to try and like sniff it to like clear out my nose. So that's what Thomas was laughing.
Yeah,
at.
I was laughing because before the podcast, before we started the podcast, we were outside in the living room. I was laying on the couch, and we weren't doing anything. Cole was just Pokemoning on his phone, and I was done Pokemoning for the night because I caught all the Pokemons for the night. All the rest went to sleep. And I was just laying there. I started getting tired, and I closed my eyes. And Cole was like, "Nope." And he gave me like the vapor. What is it?
It's like it is Vicks vapor rub, but it's not
basically like Vaseline though. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
cough suppressant and topical.
Yeah, it just has a strong scent. So you like put it up my nose to like wake me up.
I didn't put it up your nose.
Okay, but you put it like, near my nose.
put it in front of you and just said, "Smell this."
Yeah, and I said to him, "Bro, I smell this on a daily, bro."
Do you actually?
I don't smell it on a daily, but I've smelled some worse stuff than that before. Do you not remember my household? Have you walked?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Like let me rephrase. I've smelled worse things, but I meant like I smelled stronger things. Like you've walked into my old household before, right? And you be smelling some weird stuff.
Can I comment on that?
Go ahead.
I feel like I can't.
I mean, I don't care.
Well, ooh, I got to tiptoe. It's okay. Kind of the only reason that's the case is that your aunt just be whipping up some stuff in the kitchen sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there was, what was it? The one like vivid, or I guess not so vivid because I'm trying hard to remember. But do you remember we were like in your kitchen one time
And
it was just
I opened the pot and you were like,
it was just like a fish.
yeah.
It was like a half of a fish. It was
Yeah.
it was the head.
Yeah.
And I said, "What on the
God's
earth
green
is
earth
she
is
cooking
this?"
right now, bro?" Because what did we coin it? I was like, "It's
I
the
don't know.
oh my goodness food or something."
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like the plankton.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because he was like, "What? It's just an ordinary crabby." Oh my goodness. That's what your aunt cooks.
Yeah.
I swear. Because I walk in the house, I'm like, but what's that smell? You're like, oh, I guess it's just whatever's cooking for dinner. And I'll go in there, and it's like a battery in the pot. And I'm like, bro, what is she cooking?
This is why I make my own food sometimes at home, bro.
Yeah.
No, honestly, the worst that I've ever, something that was like really potent and strong that I've ever smelled. Do you remember that time? And you probably don't remember. Whenever I would get sick back at home or like my tummy would hurt, my mom would give me this like green liquid thing. It's called Yao. That's what we call it. What?
It's like the noise you make your stomach. Yow!
No.
Also, the way you said that,
Yow?
because you were just talking so quiet. It was like, yeah, she gives us the green thing. We call it yow. I'm like,
I have to say it in my language, bro. I actually don't really know what it means. Like, I just know it's like a multi-purpose thing.
I think I know what you're
Do
talking
you
about.
remember? It's like that green little bottle that looks like it's from Egypt, but like it's not.
Okay, now you lost.
What do you mean? It looks like
Looks like it's from Egypt.
yeah, like the bottle is like
It's called yow.
yeah, it's literally called Yao. Like so. Okay,
Oh, that's funny.
It's a thing. It's like a little liquid thing that what you do is that you don't need a lot. You you put it on your finger. If your tummy hurts, you like rub it in your belly button, and then you just leave it. But it's like really strong. Like smells really strong. So like potent and it stays on for a long time. And then it's also used for like bug bites. So if you have a bug bite, you just like rub on your bug bite and it like swells down.
This can be used for that too, right? Like
I have no
bites
idea.
and stuff.
I have no idea
I
about
feel like
that.
I've heard of that. People putting like Vaseline on, or so, I could be totally wrong.
I
but
don't know.
Y'all,
I just know
y'all just got
Yao's-
some like
Yao's
miracle
the way to
serum
go,
over
bro.
there. I don't know what that is, but-
Bro, next time I'm gonna ask because I usually used to have some, but I used it all up. So I'm gonna ask my mom when I go home if I can get some more Yao. Like Yao is like a necessary ingredient that I need.
Oh, that's funny.
Because if I don't get it, I wouldn't know how I would be living.
I didn't know that was what it was.
Yeah,
That
dude,
actually makes me so happy.
yeah. There's probably one sitting in my room because I used to like keep it in my room as like for appraisal. Because every time my stomach would hurt, I'd be like, "Mom, where's the Yao? Like, I need that crap right now."
I need that crap.
What?
I feel like it's at a point now where you could just
Start cussing?
just swear. It's
Really?
It's not a big deal. Yeah, that just doesn't sound right. I need that crap right now, Mom.
Would you?
Where the frick is the yow?
Hey, you said censor yourself. I'm trying my best to censor myself.
But I'll try my best. People know we're adults, so that's okay. You've cussed around my family before. They don't care.
I appreciate it.
It's not that big of a deal. But
Took long enough.
were you still talking about cheer before we completely?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yikes! Whoops. Okay.
It
was your last game.
Backtracking from Yao, Friday was my last game. It was really fun. It was senior night. But prior to that game, I was actually talking about quitting the team for a while. It's because like cheer is like it's very time consuming. And like it devotes a lot of time and effort and everything, and especially since we have so much going on with like the cheer team, with both competition and so as a cheerleader you have to like support other sports teams. So we have to do that. Like literally this past week, it was Monday. Last Monday, like let me give you a rundown schedule. Last Monday we had a basketball game. Tuesday there was nothing. Wednesday we had practice. We had practice on Thursday. Practice on Friday. Football game on Saturday, basketball game Sunday, practice today, and then we're off for the rest of the week, thankfully. But normally we have like practice either Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Like it's really long time to the point where I'm like, it's drowning me in school sometimes too right now.
Yeah.
And it's just not good for my mental health sometimes too. So sometimes I just whenever I wake up and I have like something for cheer, I just want to.
Okay, you can cuss, but don't say that.
Sorry.
Okay, well that's getting cut out. Hey man, just because I open the door don't mean you gotta sprint through it. Take your time.
Hey, you said just go for it. So
But that's not cussing. You're talking about okay. Bro, don't you? What was it? What was episode 3?
What?
We put a warning for that stuff. We're like, yo, this talks about yo.
Yeah, we're
Be
gonna
an
get this.
advocate for self-love, brother.
Huh?
Don't be talking about that.
I don't actually mean it though.
No, we know, but
I know, but like it's just I just didn't want to go, and I didn't enjoy cheer for a while. But and I talked to my coach about it. I told her that like I would only give her like a few more weeks, maybe like a week at most. And I talked to her and everything. Saturday, so I talked to her on Friday night after practice. Saturday night after the football game, and just the football game in general, which is a great night. Like I enjoyed it. It re-sparked my love for cheer. Saturday I had like a break. Today was great practice. It re-sparked my love for cheer today again. Like it genuinely was so fun. I got a lot done. I felt achieved too. Like I did a lot of things I haven't been able to do in like months, just because like I wasn't given the time to. Like let me ask you this. Which one would you rather have? 30 minutes to warm up and run a mile, or given 2 minutes and go straight run a mile?
Wait, what? Say that again?
So let's say you have to run a mile, right? Which one would you prefer? Have 30 minutes to prepare to run this mile, or have 2 minutes to prepare to run this mile?
I would say 30, but it depends.
Like you literally wake up and you have, which one would you rather? Wake up
30.
Exactly. That's how it felt like practice. Like I would go into practice not warmed up. Like we warmed up our bodies, but we didn't warm up skills or anything. Should we say like 5 minutes to like do the skill? And I'm like, it's my hardest skill ever that I've ever done in my life. And I'm like, 5 minutes to do the skill that takes me 5 minutes to do one attempt. Yeah. So it wasn't fun for a while, but once again, Saturday and Monday and today has gotten a lot better. That I kind of just said I'm gonna commit, get through it, because it's only a month and a half left. You know, I get to go to Disney in January after this, and even if we don't do well in competition, we get to have fun at Disney. We get to have fun at Epcot. Get to go on a Harry Potter ride and stuff like that. So, cheer is a very up and down emotions right now. A very emotional roller coaster right now. But right now we're at a high, I'd say, from like for Saturday and today, and I hope we stay on that wave for now. So that's been my life for cheer.
The only words I can contribute to that discussion was the basketball games I've gone to have been really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you mingle with your teammates and stuff sometimes. Like that's pretty fun too. Like even like when you're in the crowd and you're just kind of like heckling at them, whatever. I think it's pretty funny because I'll just look up at you and like, what the heck?
Well, that's because I cheer at the basketball games and football games, I don't get to cheer with like the crowd, and like some of the crowd's cheers are like very negative. So like, for example, basketball, if they miss like an air ball, they're like air ball. Yeah, I can't say that as a cheerleader. So, but as a crowd, I'm gonna yell that because I'm not allowed to say that as a cheerleader.
Well, the last game that we went to, they like, I don't remember what the team was. They were some sort of like Bishop Sycamore High School. Like it was just some really bad or like made up organization. They were just horrendous, and they were stinking up the joint, and you just go, "You suck!"
Me?
Right? Yes. Yeah. You did that several times.
I would say that so many times, and I would. It was to the point where I also almost started making like personal insults. There was one guy that like didn't look like he would walk because like his legs were skinny. Like if you show me a picture of this man's legs for the first time, I literally thought he's never walked a single day of his life. Like it was so skinny.
Snap City, bro.
Bro, it literally looked like it, bro. He was running. I thought his knee was about to go like that when he was running. So yeah, it was fun to be in the crowd for a little bit, because if that was for basketball, I couldn't imagine if I was in the crowd for like football. I feel like that would be so fun.
Well, yeah, it's funnier now too because like you've been getting more into sports and like college sports and stuff like that. So for you to be in the football crowd, I feel like that'd be kind of funny.
Well, bro, especially maybe not this year, because if I tried to trash talk the other team, because you know where the student section is for the football team, right? The student section is right behind the opponent's team. So like,
they like join in.
No, they just start yelling like trash talk to them, and then if our team's doing bad, the opponent team would just turn around to the student section and be like, "What's up? Where you guys at now?
Oh no, I thought you were saying that you were going to talk trash about Charlotte, and the opposing team would be like, "Yeah," and start agreeing.
That's happened before, like with some of our crowds. Like
Yeah.
some of our crowds, I shit you not. This is what I saw. I saw a guy coming with like Charlotte stuff, and when we were losing, he took it off. It was like the other team stuff.
That happens at
I've
pro
never
sports.
seen that before in person. It was literally like I don't remember. Oh, this is what it was. It was projected. It was FIU. I don't know if you know that game because FIU was ranked last in our conference.
Oh yeah.
And we were ranked second to last, and we were projected to win. Maybe not by much, but we were projected to win. This guy shows up in Charlotte gear. As soon as he saw us losing, he took it off and said, "FIU, go." It was like I don't even remember what FIU. Oh, it's like Florida International University. Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, go Internationals," and I'm like, "Bro, switched up so fast."
That's funny.
Yeah,
I've
that
never
would've
seen
been
it
fun.
happen in person, but all the time they post that on like SportsCenter and ESPN, like in pro sports of that stuff happening. Oh, it's so funny.
It's so funny, especially seeing it in person with the college team. And I'm excited for our college team this year, since not this year, but like our upcoming year, since we got a new head coach.
for football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Basketball, we're 4-1. We're actually doing pretty good in
Yeah.
basketball too. So
Well, the women's is I think 4-1 as well too. They lost to State recently.
NC State.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Because they went to State to play State and lost to State.
Well, NC.
They're not in our
I
conference.
know
though.
South Carolina. I don't think they won, but South Carolina went on. The women's South Carolina team went on a pretty good run.
Did you see
last
South?
year.
Sorry, this is so off topic with like basketball. You see South Carolina's football team recently
They
in the
beat
playoffs?
Tennessee.
They beat Tennessee and who was it? UCLA.
I don't know about the UCLA game.
Yeah,
but-
they beat both Tennessee and UCLA.
Wait, well, Tennessee was ranked 5th. I don't know about UCLA, but the them beating Tennessee was like a huge upset. And,
Yes.
like because Tennessee's season's over now. Like they have no chance of getting the playoffs.
They were. That was the playoffs game.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, they're still. Yeah, no.
Oh.
College championship hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
But yeah, them beating Tennessee, just like everyone's like, oh yeah, Tennessee's done. Because for a while, because Tennessee beat Alabama,
They were
like,
undefeated
early in the
for a
season,
long
and they were like a
time.
powerhouse. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is their year.
But
And
after
then-
they lost to Georgia, I think that's where it went downhill.
yeah,
Because the Georgia game, they got like slaughtered. It was like 40 something to 21 or something like that.
well, not just that, the Tennessee South Carolina game, Spencer Rattler, the South Carolina's quarterback, threw like 6 touchdowns.
I know, I saw that.
Because I saw a video of him like counting on his fingers, like how many he'd thrown. I
Yeah.
was like, 6.
Bro, they disrespected Tennessee because the score was like pretty gapped too at that game too.
Well, I think part of the reason too, what I saw was their quarterback, Tennessee's quarterback, is out for the season now with like an ankle injury or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know like when in the game he left
Uh-huh.
or if it was after the game, but
Is it
he's like,
during USC game or something?
Yeah. so he's like done for the season. I forget what his name is,
I
but
don't remember his name.
that's probably why.
That's insane. I didn't know that. Yeah, that I just remember seeing that score and I was like in shock because I was at Coyote Joe's like at the bars, and I literally looked at it. I was like, oh my gosh, Tennessee. Yeah, because you. I don't know if you know, but USC was one of like the worst SEC schools. Granted, it's still an SEC school, but it was one of the SEC schools around, and they beat Tennessee and UCLA. That blows my mind.
Well, not just them. App State was like red hot at the beginning of the season too, and then they just like fell off a cliff
Yeah,
because they had that crazy.
win against.
Was it against Duke? Like the Hail Mary pass or whatever?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
No, it was against Marshall, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
I thought
it
it
was
was Duke,
Marshall,
but
not-
yeah.
Yeah.
It was somebody else. But yeah, no, it was Troy.
That's what it was. Troy.
Yeah. They had a Hail Mary pass against Troy, and I saw it, I was like,
And that was such a pass.
because
too.
I have some buddies that are App State fans.
Really?
So yeah.
Okay.
Who they're gonna come to the I'm gonna meet them for the first time. They're gonna come to the App State Charlotte game in Charlotte. So
When? next year.
It's like no, it's like December 2nd or something.
Oh, for basketball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking
Oh
about?
no, yeah, I switched sports.
I was
My
like,
bad.
what for football? We're finished for the season for
Yeah,
football.
no. But yeah, so that'll be fun. But yeah, no, it's been a pretty crazy season of college football.
Yeah, college football has been insane.
I wish I watched it more, but
I love college football. I'd rather watch nothing against NFL, but I'd rather watch like
this NFL season, I feel like it's just been like, with the exception of a couple games, just so like boring.
that's why I like college football better because college is so unpredictable. Because in my opinion, college football is like most people's prime time during like their football career, that anything could happen.
Yeah,
Like literally, when I tell you Clemson losing to who did Clemson lose to recently? That I was shocked by too. They lost to some random school.
was it? It wasn't USC, was it? Well,
No, they're not in the same conference.
you can play team. Well,
They're in the conference seasons right now.
I don't know. I think I was just talking about. I don't remember who they lost to.
I don't remember who they lost to, but and then NC State lost to some dinky school. Do you remember that?
No, but I believe it. Go Pack.
No, they were winning. They were doing really good this year. Like I think, because they that was the weekend I was in Raleigh working, and I heard they were like playing against some. It was like Mary something. They were projected to win. They lost by a point. It was 21-20.
Oh, I think I know was that the last game of the season?
Yeah.
I don't remember the team, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think the reason why it was such a big deal is because I think that's the reason why they didn't make playoffs.
Well, they weren't going to make the playoffs anyway. We were ranked like 16th or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, the fact that we were ranked at all is kind of amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they weren't doing terrible this year. They have like 3 losses, I think.
Mhm.
But like I was telling you, the college football committee, the way that they rank is based on like difficulty of schedule and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if you're losing to like a D14 team, then you're probably not gonna fare very well in the seedings.
Yeah. See, like once again, I just like college football more because once again, it's so unpredictable and you don't know what's going to happen. Versus like NFL, you can just see what team is playing who, and you can usually project what's going to happen and who's going to win. Hence why there's fantasy football for NFL, not college.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the NFL this season specifically. Now that Amazon's like partner with them, whatever, we had like 3 straight weeks of just garbage Thursday night games. Like the scores were like 13-3, or like 9-6 or something. It was really
so
stupid.
boring. Like there was one game that I remember watching that I was like, dang, that's a really close game. I can't remember which game it was. It was like an old game. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was App State Chapel Hill. It was first game of the season for them. You remember that?
I thought was
Chapel
that the
Hill
first game?
I think it was one of the. I think if
It
not,
was either 1 or 2.
it was one of their first games, if not. But Chapel Hill won by like 2 points or something like that. It was
Yeah, I
it was
remember that.
it was a big score. It was a big game too. And then App State beat a big team too. I think they beat Texas,
It was A&M.
Yeah,
because
A&M.
they paid them to play them and then they lost.
and that was a big game.
that was hilarious.
I remember seeing that. I was like, holy! A&M paid App State to win.
Yeah, basically. Damn, I know there's people that watch this that just despise sports. So
Yeah.
hilarious. Oops, can't help it. We like sports. But thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess at how long we've been on this?
I can tell you how long I felt like I've been on this.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I felt like we've been on this Kraken for like hour and a half. But if my guess is hour 35.
Oh, you're way off.
Up higher or lower?
Lower.
Lower?
Yeah.
Oh, hour 15. 45 minutes. An hour. Hour 10.
Okay, you're hurting my brain. 50 minutes we've been doing this. Which
Why
is
does
just
it feel
longer than I
longer?
thought.
Yeah, I feel like it's longer.
No, I was going to...
It feels
Oh,
longer.
yeah, no.
That's
Yeah.
blah. We're both
I don't
pooped.
edit. Doesn't feel like it's been 50. No, I feel like it's been shorter. Like, I feel like we've only been talking for like 30 minutes.
Nah, I feel like we've been talking for longer just because we've been jumping so many topics.
Yeah.
So
Well, the only reason I bring that up is because I don't want to disrespect you guys. Just keep skipping around and
yeah.
make some stuff up. But you brought it up earlier, and I'll close with this: is that I mean, there's probably some stuff I could have talked about that's happened over the past few days. Nothing super important, unfortunately, because I mean,
Unfortunately.
we know everyone loves a good Cole story. Come on, right?
Yeah, you hyping it up a lot, but yeah.
Yeah, huh?
nothing. I'm
What?
joking. I'm joking.
Oh. I was just going to end it by saying this, and you can co-sign this and give your own little sentiment.
Okay.
And before I say this, Mom, Dad, siblings, sisters, Ember, Liv, if you guys are listening to this, cut it off right now. Or whoever in my family is listening to this, cut this off right now. Because I'm going to give this little speech at Thanksgiving dinner when we're all together and we can talk about it. So cut this off, and this is the end of the episode for you guys. But for everybody else, here's what I was going to say.
We sat up and everything.
Oh, I'm ready. I've had a lot of stuff go on in my life over the past few months, and especially the past year. I've struggled with school. There's been stuff going on at work that's really been stressing me out. I come home and I'm just exhausted. I want to collapse. I'm trying to eat better, which is probably probably has a big hand in why I feel like garbage and come home from work and just go to sleep. But needless to say, I've been going through a lot with school, work, just life and relationships and how they've been going. I've been sad and I've been really happy, and I've tried to reflect a lot over just all of the emotions, not just the good ones, not just the bad ones, but just all of them as a whole. And even the days where I just kind of feel neutral, I just kind of try and think about it and just kind of evaluate everything that's been going on. But the one thing that I will say, and the one reason that as I've gotten older, and I don't know if you can speak on this, but as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate Thanksgiving a lot more as a holiday. Not just because of the food and the football, because I love me some food and I love me some football. But I've come to appreciate Thanksgiving a lot more because even though there's so many different aspects of life that we just go through on a daily basis, and I know that this doesn't necessarily apply to everybody because everyone has their own familial situation that goes on. I know you and I have very different dynamics of what our home life looks like. But the one thing that I will say is, regardless of whatever is going wrong in your life, or whatever is going on in your life, I should say, wrong or right, the one pillar in life that shouldn't really have too many cracks in it is your family. And I can say without a doubt that I'm really looking forward to going home and spending time with my family. In 2 days is when Thanksgiving is, from when we recorded this. Well, technically 3 days, but whatever. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing my family, spending time with them. I hope everybody listening to this shares a similar experience, and if not your family, you are surrounded by people that you love and people that love you. I have little cousins, aunts, and uncles, and members of my extended family that I haven't seen in a while. Rue, my baby girl, my sweet German Shepherd, can't wait to see her. And last but not least, most importantly, my parents and my little sister. So very excited and looking forward to seeing everybody. But just try to enjoy yourselves this holiday. Christmas is coming up too, and that's my favorite holiday. But getting older, growing up, and just kind of seeing what I really should value in my life, looking at it in terms of kind of the temporaries and things that I shouldn't really be worrying about. I always have my family to lean back on. So yeah, that's all I had on that.
What he said. Yeah, all I could say is he hit it right on the nail. You hit it right on the nail for everything that you said about family should be the first thing that should be tightly woven and should be your support system. I'm a little bit different, obviously, with my family situation and just everything going on with that. But, sometimes your immediate family isn't always the right family. Sometimes it could just be your chosen family that you choose to be in versus you're not chosen family. So regardless of who that family may be, family should always be a good support system. Whoever that is. It might not even be like your real family, so that's okay.
Well said, partner. But yeah, to end off this episode, I also want to say too that I think that this part of this kind of expedition that we've gone on, just creating this and talking to you guys, we've created our own little family too that we can go and talk to you guys about this stuff.
The perspective fam.
As always, we appreciate you guys.
Per.
And come on, we were doing so good. You said per. But yeah, if we leave with anything, we will leave with saying, just love each other and love those around you and try and make the most of this holiday. And with that, we will see you guys next week's episode. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thomas and I here at Perspective.
Love y'all.
So, love y'all, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.